machine made of iron and fire changed humanity forever. It crossed continents, built empires, created modern cities, and sparked revolutions. Before trains, the world moved at the speed of a horse. After them, civilization accelerated beyond imagination. This is the story of the locomotives, railroads, and engineers that transformed history itself. Before steam locomotives roared across continents, the foundations of rail transport were already being laid deep underground in Europe's mines. During the 17th and 18th centuries, wooden wagonways were used to move coal more efficiently. Horses pulled heavy carts along fixed rails, reducing friction and allowing larger loads to be transported. These early rail systems seemed primitive, but they introduced a revolutionary concept: guided transportation. Over time, wooden rails were reinforced with iron, making them stronger and more reliable. As Britain entered the Industrial Revolution, coal demand exploded, and these wagonways became essential to industry. Still, even the best horse-drawn systems had limits. Then, one engineer built a machine that would completely change transportation forever. In 1804, Cornish engineer Richard Trevithick unveiled something extraordinary: the world's first steam locomotive capable of running on rails. Built in Wales, the locomotive hauled iron and passengers using steam power alone. For the first time in history, a machine replaced horses on the railway. Although Trevithick's locomotive was heavy and impractical for widespread use, it proved something revolutionary: steam power could transform transportation. The age of the locomotive had begun. Just a few years later, another milestone appeared with the Swansea and Mumbles Railway, one of the first railways to carry paying passengers. At first, horses still pulled the wagons, but it showed that railways could become more than industrial tools. The idea spread quickly, but railways still lacked the perfect locomotive. That changed when a former mining engineer named George Stephenson entered the scene. One locomotive would become so influential that it effectively created the modern railway system. In 1825, George Stephenson changed history with Locomotion No. 1, the locomotive that operated on the Stockton and Darlington Railway. This became the world's first public railway to successfully use steam locomotives for both goods and passengers. Crowds gathered to witness the event. For many people, it looked like the future arriving before their eyes. But Stephenson's greatest achievement came 4 years later with a locomotive simply called Rocket. Built for the famous Rainhill trials in 1829, Rocket competed against rival locomotives to determine the future of railway technology. Stephenson's design introduced major innovations, including a multi-tube boiler that dramatically improved steam efficiency. The Rocket won the competition decisively. It wasn't just faster, it proved railways could dominate the future. Its design became the blueprint for steam locomotives across the world, and suddenly governments, businesses and investors rushed to build railways everywhere. Within decades, railroads would spread across entire continents, and some would become legendary. One One of the most important railroads of the era was the Liverpool and Manchester Railway, opened in 1830. It became the first fully modern intercity railway, complete with timetables, signalling systems, and regular passenger service. Soon, Europe and North America entered their own railway explosions. In the United States, railroads became essential for connecting the enormous country. The most ambitious project was the first Transcontinental Railroad, completed in 1869 by the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads. When workers placed the famous Golden Spike at Promontory Summit in Utah, it symbolized the unification of America through steel rails. For the first time in history, people could cross the country in days instead of months, transforming trade, migration, and the growth of the American West. At the same time, Russia began building the massive Trans-Siberian Railway, which stretched nearly 9,300 kilometers from Moscow to Vladivostok. Crossing forests, mountains, and frozen wilderness, it became the longest railway line on Earth. The railway connected European Russia to the Pacific Ocean and proved that railroads could conquer even the harshest landscapes imaginable. Meanwhile, train travel itself was becoming more luxurious. No train represented this golden age better than the legendary Orient Express. Launched in 1883 between Paris and Istanbul, it became famous for luxury, mystery, and international glamour. Royalty, diplomats, and wealthy travelers rode aboard its ornate carriages, turning the train into a cultural icon that inspired novels, films, and countless stories. Yet, despite their dominance, steam locomotives were reaching their limits, and engineers were determined to build something even better. By the early 20th century, steam locomotives had reached astonishing levels of engineering sophistication. One of the most famous locomotives ever built was the Flying Scotsman, introduced in 1923. Running between London and Edinburgh, it became famous for speed, reliability, and non-stop long-distance travel. It was the first locomotive to reach 100 miles per hour. To this day, it remains one of the world's most recognizable steam engines. Then came Mallard, built by the London and North Eastern Railway. Designed with a sleek aerodynamic shape, inspired by speed and modern engineering, Mallard represented the absolute peak of steam locomotive technology. On July 3, 1938, the locomotive thundered down a stretch of track in England and reached an incredible 126 miles per hour, setting the world speed record for steam locomotives. A record that still stands today. While Mallard represented speed and elegance in Britain, engineers in the United States were focused on something entirely different: raw power. The enormous Union Pacific big boy locomotives became some of the largest and most powerful steam engines ever constructed. Built during the 1940s to haul massive freight trains across the steep mountains of the American West, these giants weighed over 1 million pounds and measured over 40 meters in length. They proved that steam locomotives could achieve not only incredible speed, but astonishing strength as well. But despite their incredible power, steam locomotives had major drawbacks. They consumed huge amounts of coal and water, required constant maintenance, and produced heavy pollution. As cleaner and more efficient diesel and electric trains emerged, the age of steam quickly came to an end. In 1964, Japan introduced a train so advanced that it shocked the world, the Shinkansen, better known as the bullet train. Built just in time for the Tokyo Olympics, the Shinkansen connected Tokyo and Osaka at speeds exceeding 200 kilometers per hour, cutting travel times between the two cities almost in half. Its futuristic aerodynamic design, smooth ride, and incredible punctuality completely changed public perception of rail travel. Unlike traditional railways, the Shinkansen operated on dedicated high-speed tracks, built specifically for speed and safety. Even more impressive was its reliability. Over the decades, average delays were often measured in seconds rather than minutes. In 1964, Japan made the entire world rethink what a train could be, and the success of the Shinkansen sparked a global high-speed rail revolution. In 1981, France introduced the TGV, which quickly became famous for its speed and sleek design. The TGV later broke multiple world speed records for conventional trains, proving that Europe could compete with Japan's bullet trains. Germany followed with the advanced ice trains, designed for fast and efficient travel across Europe. Decades later, China would take high-speed rail even further, building the largest high-speed rail network on Earth in an astonishingly short amount of time. But even high-speed rail may only be the beginning, because future trains might not touch the tracks at all. Today, railway technology is entering an entirely new era. Japan's experimental L0 series Maglev uses magnetic levitation to float above the tracks, eliminating friction almost completely. During testing, it exceeded speeds of 600 kilometers per hour. The future of rail may no longer even touch the tracks. Modern railways are continuing to evolve with faster technology, smarter infrastructure, and increasingly advanced engineering. From fully automated metro systems to futuristic concepts, trains are once again entering a new era of innovation that could completely transform how humans travel in the future. From Stephenson's rocket to Japan's bullet trains, railways have transformed how humans travel, trade, and connect. They built nations, powered industries and inspired generations of innovation. Even today, trains continue evolving toward a faster future, proving that the railway journey is far from over. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel